bringing you the news 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, with a fresh approach. www.999wefm.com. WeFM News, online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM'S Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Make this season merry with Quartz Ready Cash. Get all you need with a cash loan of up to $20,000 and pay nothing for 90 days. That's right, you pay nothing until 2024. Plus, you can enter to win up to $20,000 in the Ready Cash Mega Money Roadshow. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Apply online at shopquartz.com or visit your nearest Quartz or Ready Cash store and make the season merry with Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to WeFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the RSVGPF, has requested 18 vehicles be added to their current fleet. This was disclosed by the Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves during his appearance on WeFM's Issue at Hand program on Sunday. He said that while the police force had requested the vehicular fleet be bolstered with 18 vehicles, he had given instructions to the Ministry of Finance to put $1.5 million in the budget to allow for the purchase of 15. The Prime Minister noted that when these vehicles are bought, he would want them to be driven by responsible drivers and for conditions to be improved at the police garage. We hear more from the Prime Minister Gonsalves.
In addition to the vehicles which they have, they ask if they can get 18 new vehicles. They have to specify a type. I gave instructions to the Ministry of Finance yesterday to put $1.5 million in the budget, which will deliver 15 vehicles, not the 18. But we do that. They have to have proper drivers for them. They have to, the commission and the internal arrangement, we have to clean up the garage out by the place. You have a good man out there. We have to get Bragser to help with that. We have to sell off some of those old vehicles, the spare parts, those we can't think, you dump them. You know, those which are just some carcasses now.
That was the Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves speaking on WeFM's Issue at Hand program. The Prime Minister, while speaking on the issue of police and availability of transport, reiterated his call for officers to be more physically active in the execution of their duties, making mention of cases where police officers are unwilling to walk relatively short distances to ensure that their duties are executed. The National Insurance Services, the NIS, is set to host a Pensioners Appreciation and Health Day this week. The event will take place at the NIS's office from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday, December 1st. According to an official release from the NIS, the pensioners will then be treated to breakfast, fruits, and sugar-free ice cream from Creamery Novelties Ice Cream. Additionally, a number of services will also be made available to pensioners, such as nutritional counseling, free eye testing, GMR, and BMI testing, elderly pedicure, and pharmaceutical consultations. Director of the NIS, Stuart Haynes, said the NIS consistently encourages its staff to live healthier lifestyles, especially as there is a high number of persons living with non-communicable diseases. He said it would therefore be remiss of the institution not to use every opportunity to encourage pensioners to do the same and in the process provide them with access to necessary health care. According to the NIS, the Pensioners Appreciation and Health Day is made possible with the support and involvement of the Ministry of Health, the National Lotteries Authority, Careers Distribution Limited, Massey Pharmacy, Courts Optical, and LaBelle Foot and Nail Clinic. Still on the local scene, following the controversy that arose from SVG's signing of the Samoa Agreement, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has denounced instances of homophobia that have been amplified in response to it. The Prime Minister, while speaking on WeFM's Issue at Hand program, urged persons not to be homophobic, but to keep themselves in a balanced state. He said that while homosexual acts are criminalized in SVG, homosexuals still have rights. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
it is urged upon everybody not to be demagogic, not to be homophobic, but keep ourselves in a balanced state. And remember what I said, even though in our country, activities by gays and lesbians in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have been criminalized from colonial times. That's now before the court. The constitutionality of that is being tested. But even while they're criminalized, you cannot meet a gay person on the streets and slander them. You can't verbally abuse them. You can't beat them up. You can't deny them access to the courts. You can't deny them from coming into your supermarket or your shop. You can't deny them scholarships. All what's going to happen if they're caught in a homosexual act, they could be charged. But they're human beings with particular bundles of rights.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. The Prime Minister, in responding to those in society that are of the opinion homosexuals should not have any rights at all, said that the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines do not allow for such discrimination against them. The Prime Minister at the same time noted that the government would not allow for things which would in any way encourage or promote homosexuality or transgenderism in the nation's schools. On to news in the region. Guyana's Vice President Barack Jagdeo has issued a warning to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Vice President Jagdeo warned Venezuela's leader not to ever question the resolve of Guyana, saying that Guyana's population remains united in the face of claims being made by Venezuela to the ownership of the Essequibo County. Speaking at a public meeting, he reminded the crowd that the government, opposition, and people are united and determined in their defense of Essequibo, a 160,000 square county of Guyana. He also dismissed claims by Venezuela that Guyana is in the pockets of the United States, saying Guyana would take all necessary steps to repel any aggression. Venezuela is planning to stage a referendum on December 3rd on the Essequibo issue and has promised to provide identification cards to people residing in the area. CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett is calling on the region to make the appropriate investments in the prevention of violence against women and girls. In her statement to mark CARICOM's 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign, Dr. Barnett said that resources should be put towards the empowerment of vulnerable groups through access to education and quality healthcare services. CARICOM Secretary General said that the campaign incorporates 4 important observances, namely the International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women, Human Rights Defenders Day on November 29th, World AIDS Day on December 1st, and Human Rights Day on December 10th. She said these observances highlight that violence prevents women and girls from enjoying a full complement of their human rights. On the international scene, Prime Minister of Israel Benjamin Netanyahu told the Kfar Izzah kibbutz with tech billionaire Elon Musk. Kfar Izzah was one of the areas that was targeted in the October 7th Hamas attack. During the tour, Netanyahu presented Musk with testimonies from the attack and received a briefing from the head of the regional council, Yossi Karen. Earlier, Israel said Musk agreed not to activate Starlink over Gaza without Israel's approval, despite calls for the satellite to cover the besieged area prone to telecom blackouts. Meanwhile, an Iranian foreign ministry spokesperson has urged that the truce between Israel and Hamas take the form of a permanent ceasefire. He said that he hoped the conflict would come to a complete halt. Israel says it has informed Hamas about its readiness to extend the truce in exchange for the release of an additional 50 captives. Finally, in sports, a dominant Yannick Sinner outclassed Australia's Alex de Minaur to help Italy secure their first Davis Cup title in 47 years. Matteo Analdi beat Alexei Popyrin in a nervy opening singles match to put Italy up in Malaga, Spain. Sinner then backed up his sterling week with a win over de Minaur. It is the second time Italy has lifted the Davis Cup, having previously won the title in 1976. There were scenes of jubilation as the Italy team flooded on the court to celebrate with Sinner, who raised his arms in the air after de Minaur's backhand skewed wide to ensure victory. Australia was bidding for a 29th Davis Cup title, but has now lost back-to-back finals, having been beaten by Canada last year. This has been WEFM'S Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Black Friday deals are here at Quartz Optical. Frames as low as $99. Or get your frame absolutely free with selected lens purchases. Get these deals and more with no cash and pay nothing till March 2024. Black Friday deals start now at Quartz Optical. Book your free eye exam today at www.quartzoptical.com. Offer valid while stocks last. See in-store for details. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Logs Cash and Carry, located on the VG Highway or Fountain Stretch at the Gap to Bel Air. We open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Sundays and holidays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We carry the entire Log Enterprise line of products. But at Logs Cash and Carry, you get retail prices too. Cleaning supplies, a full line of rums and liqueurs, alcoholic beverages at wholesale prices on selected items. The same excellent service, the same excellent prices in a whole new location. Call them 784-570-6931 or email logscashcarry@gmail.com.
A storm or hurricane can cause extensive